Welcome to SDAP Talk. This is Ryan, and I'm here today with John Gillis.
Hello.
And this is episode 4 of the biggest medical cannabis podcast in South Dakota. And we have seen an extremely huge surge in our page after the news that the federal government is allowing Native American reservations to cultivate and sell marijuana and hemp. And you've done some reading on this, John. What's going on?
Well, it sounds like they're basically backing down and letting the Indian reservations create their own laws on the cultivation and the use of the product.
And with that, you're going to see this huge surge. If they get their program off the ground, they do it right, the revenue is going to start coming into the reservations a lot better than it has been with the casinos.
Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, they just had Amendment Q pass with the extension of the games that they're now allowing craps and roulette in Deadwood.
Oh, really?
And the Family Heritage Alliance is combating that because they don't want the will of the people to stand, but they're Republicans, very churchy folks, talk about safe issues all the time, and they've straight said they're going to combat us every step of the way in this process of legalizing the 605.
Yeah.
And I just really don't like that. And they had endorsed Mike Rounds for Senate, which made me want to vomit. But right now, just looking at the numbers in the admin analytics tab on the Facebook page, we have a total page like of 3,842. We have new likes this week, the week of 12/9 through 12/15. We've gained 100 likes. New people, new faces right here on SDAP. Our total reach right now is at a peak record of 69,075, with 7,805 people actually engaged in the content. That means there's almost twice the amount of people looking through SDAP than actually like it. We're getting outside of the box just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
And I don't know if you guys are aware, but we have recently launched SDAP605.com. You can go there and get a voter registration form. You print it off, you take it to your courthouse, you're a registered voter. So when it comes time, if we don't topple through the legislature this year and get somebody to carry a bill to the governor's office, we're going to have to go to an initiated measure, which would be the 2016 presidential year. And, I mean, everyone says it's kind of a waste of time because they're not going to go for it, but you guys need to start calling these people that represent you. You need to register to vote. You need to tell these people that are supposed to represent you in your district what is on your mind. I can't do it alone. I live in one district in Minnehaha County. John, where do you live?
I live Valley Springs.
So John covers a district in Valley Springs, South Dakota, which, if you don't know where that is, it's a little bit east of Sioux Falls, pretty much right next door to Minnesota. But that aside, you got to get involved. And I've given you the tools. John's giving you the tools. Christian's giving you the tools. Miranda's giving you the tools. Kim's giving you the tools. Randall's giving you the tools. The whole team has given you the tools. Our team, Legalize South Dakota, the South Dakota Family Compassion Coalition, we're all out here fighting. You guys are online. If you want something to happen in your town that we aren't currently covering, right now, most of us for SDAP live in Sioux Falls. If you want something to happen in the Black Hills, get a hold of us. Tell us what you're going to do. We'll promote it. We'll put you out there. Do your event. Show us what you got. If you can bring something to the table, we want you on the admin team. Because that's how this information spreads. Every time we get a new admin, we see a surge in likes. Because usually, the admins are the people who are inviting all their friends. Which you don't have to be an admin to do that. You can be anybody and click invite your friends. Go through the list and add everyone who may be interested and some that might not be. You can ask them, why didn't they add that page? It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
You'd be surprised at the answers you get sometimes.
people's lives are so busy, you know. It just takes 5-10 minutes out of your day. Call your representative. Just really let them know how you feel about you know, your opinions on certain things. Maybe that'll help with changing their opinion on it. And really, a lot of these senators and stuff, they're not even educated on this stuff. They just take the White House talking point, throw it in your face, and then you get to deal with the aftermath afterwards.
Or what's worse than the White House talking point is the Pfizer talking point, the Big Pharma talking point. Big Pharma doesn't want to cure you. Big Pharma wants to Band-Aid your ass until you fall in the grave.
Basically, yeah.
Taking every dime they can along the way. And it's sad that medicine has become a business. I'm not saying that the doctors are the problem. It's the big corporate fuck hospitals.
Yeah.
You know, we got a couple of them here in Sioux Falls, and Mike Myers really detailed that duopoly going on between Sanford and Avera. There's only one other corporate hospital in the state, and that's regional on the west side. It's crazy how much money gets filtered through those institutions on people suffering when there's better options out there, and the only reason that they're not allowed is because it's all in the name of the almighty dollar.
Well, yeah, and cancer by itself is a multi-billion-dollar a year operation. That's all your chemo and your radiation and the children's hospitals and all that good stuff. A multi-billion-dollar operation a year. I mean, you legalize pot and you let people utilize the oils from this, and we start getting rid of the cancer for a lot cheaper, and look at how much less that establishment would make in 1 year. You know, and then people could take that information and use it on their own, and, you know, help their friends and their family. And, you know, it's not really all about getting high and having a good time, because there's a lot of people out there that just can't have a good time because they got some serious issues in their life that this one thing just happens to be able to take care of that.
People like Michael Parker can't even go to the damn grocery store with his mom, because if he has a seizure in the grocery store and he falls and busts his grape on an end cap, it's going to be really messy, and it's going to be a big medical mess.
Yeah.
He could die going to the grocery store. Medical marijuana would change that for Michael. We just talked to Lee Strickers. That dude is the most positive outlook dude in the situation that he's in. And he's got Friedreich's ataxia. His muscles don't want to cooperate with him. So much that his own tongue does not respond when he's trying to speak sometimes, and he can't swallow. I mean, you think your life is hard at times because you get headaches or migraines. This guy definitely takes the cake on issues that cannabis definitely alleviate. He detailed in his interview with us about his honeymoon in Colorado. It's legal there, so he and his wife indulged. They had some edibles, they did some smoking. He said, personally, the smoking is really fast to hit, but it does not have the longevity that a brownie or a cookie had for him. He had more relief by taking less by eating the edible.
Yeah, and that effect is actually caused by the difference in the breakdown of the chemicals when you ingest it in your stomach. The chemicals actually interact differently and create other chemicals, so that when they're utilized, they affect you differently. Because there's 50 plus cannabinoids alone in the plant that all interact with each other. And when you smoke it, a lot of that is destroyed, and you only get, you know, the psychoactive effect off of it, which is an immediate effect and could be helpful for people with pain and stuff like that. But long-term use, I would recommend that you do either oil treatment or do some juicing of the plant, so that you actually get more of the cannabinoids to interact with each other in your body.
And there was a study that I recently saw, and I think we had posted it a couple of times this week alone, about the cause, the root, the absolute core of where Alzheimer's develops is when you start to have a cannabinoid deficiency. So what better medicine for a cannabinoid deficiency than a plant that is rich in 50 plus cannabinoids?
Yeah, exactly. And really all a cannabinoid is a fatty acid. They're fatty acids, like amino acids and stuff, the building blocks for your brain and other types of tissues, and it actually helps with growing new bone and things of that sort too. Anything that's a regulated problem in your body, the regulatory system, cannabinoids will help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With that being said, I know all of you have parents. I know a lot of you still have your grandparents around. And say one day you go to visit your grandma at Christmas or Thanksgiving or her birthday, and she stares you blank in the face. Your name's Ryan, and she calls you Charlie. She thinks you're her old boyfriend from 1974. Wouldn't that trip you out? Just a little bit? And it gets way worse from there. The name game switching is just the tip of the iceberg. They slowly degenerate almost into an infant state in an elderly body.
Yeah.
And it's just sad that the only thing preventing the reversal of this process is the fucking laws.
Well, and I mean, we've shown that video on the presentation that we made for the conference over at the Sioux Falls Library.
The Medical Marijuana Summit.
And with that girl that was having the seizure, and her mom gave her that tincture while she was having a seizure, and she stopped within minutes.
Yeah, and most of the time that video was rolling, that little girl wasn't breathing.
And that was being ingested through the mouth. You know?
Epilepsy is a scary thing. I mean, talk to mothers like Trisha Parker about what she's dealt with her son Michael. There's plenty of parents that deal with epilepsy in South Dakota every day. It's like being in a prison in your own home. And for the epileptic, a prison in your own body, from what I'm told.
Man. I've never had those types of problems, so I don't even think I could begin to fathom what even Michael goes through, because he's got to see the struggle that his mom's been going through this whole time also. I think they both see each other struggling, and there's not much outlook for them except for the cannabinoid treatments. And obviously they've tried a lot of other things and have no results with it.
Well, Trisha has told me they're planning on moving to Colorado in about a year if nothing changes around here. And they're just one family. There's so many families that we talk to through SDAP that are on the brink of declaring refugee status because their home state could give a shit less about curing them, giving them a better quality of life. Governor Dugard says, just move away.
Yeah, just move away, because everyone's financially stable enough to just move away.
In a perfect world, but no, this is South Dakota.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to address before we leave today, you may see random crazy posts like naked guy versus taser team. Somebody freaked out about this. What's this have to do with prohibition? And every time I see that question, I laugh, because it's like, if you paid attention to what's going on around here, there's a lot of facts that are slid in, a lot of very serious, deathly serious matters that roll through our timeline, but we also like to keep people laughing, because laughter is truly the best medicine. And if you've had any experience in your life with cannabis, marijuana, medical marijuana, whatever type of marijuana, derivative, you have felt the smile from within, and you have laughed, and you have felt better. And that totally explains why we do what we do, and why our post reach today is over 69,000 people being reached with our links. It is because of people like you who come by and like and share and comment and pass our business cards out, pass our flyers out. Tell your friends and family. Visit SDAP605.com today and register to vote. If you haven't already, figure out who to call for your legislature. And January 5th, the Billboard Blitz hits in Sioux Falls. We've already called the Sioux Falls PD, and they approve our message.
And if you have a medical story you want to share, and, because sharing is caring. If you want to get this message out, we need to all work together. And yeah, a lot of medical issues can be pretty emotional, but if you can bear to talk about it and you want to be recorded so that we can show the pain that people are going through without this, then give us a shout out and we'll be happy to make a little documentary for you.
And through our GoFundMe page, we're trying to get gas money up so that the people who really have the serious issues, like Lee Strickers and Michael Parker, get them out to appear to testify in front of those senators, because it's really hard to look at somebody in a wheelchair and say, we don't need this here. We don't need you here. It's a lot shittier to have to do that, and I don't think they could do it. They're chicken shits, and they'll do it through the media where they don't have to look the people in the face.
Well, yeah, especially, when the own U.S. government has a patent on it, is claiming that it's neuroprotectant and antioxidant.
Yet remains on a Schedule 1 no medical value with high addictive qualities list.
Well, that might change soon, because I think Congress just approved of a bill that knocks the marijuana off the Schedule 1 Substances Act federally. I don't know how that filters down through the states, but I think it's still got to be signed by someone else plus President Obama. So.
Well, entangling with Governor Dugard and Congresswoman Nome and Senator Mike Rounds, they all have the same stock answer. Nope, it's a Schedule 1 substance, and I believe that the safety concerns of people being intoxicated behind the wheel because they are addicted to this demon substance. I'm paraphrasing there, but that's pretty much the root of what the form letters say. And we've taken out 2 out of 3 of their arguments. And really, the addictive nature of it was already settled by Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He put it out there as heroin is this, cocaine is this, meth is this, marijuana is this. Marijuana scored lower than even alcohol or cigarettes for addictive qualities.
Yeah, plus there's been no one in recorded history that's died from it.
Nope.
And it's good for your heart, and it's good for your lungs, and it's just good for you, people need to actually research this and look at the actual facts and the scientific information, even though it's hard to understand and it's long and drug out, but it just gives you a different perspective on what it actually is.
Well, that's about all we have today. You can email us questions or ideas for future episodes. If there's something you want us to research and cover to show the world what it's about as far as cannabis or illnesses cannabis can fix, hit us up at sdaptalk@gmail.com with an email, and we'll keep you anonymous if you like. If you don't mind, we'll identify you. But let us know, just so we're not outing you without your permission. This is Ryan with SDAP signing out.
And this is John with SDAP signing out.
Keep it classy, SDAP.